I must mention, it's a wonderful gathering over here. I mean, speakers were really, really insightful, and I really loved the discussion. I'm sure we're going to learn and unlearn a lot of things today. Let me share a story for the next 5 minutes, and this story is about my hero, which is NBFC. Now, why NBFC is a hero over here? Very frankly, this hero had a very humble beginning. It was misunderstood for a long, long time. It was unnoticed for a long, long time. And now, look at the news which this hero is making. I think a big round of applause for my hero. So, 7.5 trillion asset size, 20% growth, YOY. I think this is fantabulous, fantabulous growth. ROA 1.9%, ROE 8.4%. I think it speaks volume of the profitability which NBFC is making in a difficult circumstance. And then if you look at NPA ratio, which is reduced by 60 basis points as compared to last year, I think it speaks a lot about governance and control, which this hero is doing. If that was not enough, they have customized product. They have a reach to the masses where nobody has ever thought of. The segment is very different. And it's a difficult segment, I must mention. Superb innovation. And above all, I think it's boosting the economy. And it is giving the big brother for big brother is going for a ride over there, the banks. So let me ask you this question. Is this the pinnacle? I think the answer is no. Somebody said there is a long, long, long road ahead. So let me share something over here. There is a big, big storm coming. Any guesses? It's not ILFS. The storm is of opportunities. And let me share why I am saying, even in these circumstances, that why there is a storm of opportunities. We have 1.18 billion mobile subscribers in India. Out of that, 450 million are using smartphones. Look at the potential. 1.2 billion already have Aadhaar accounts. 90% of Indians have bank accounts under Jan Dhan Yojana. 90 million online shoppers in India, and this is growing at a very, very fast pace. It's almost 10% already. Digital transactions increasing, the financial digital transactions are increasing by 21% YOY. And ATM, which was one of the biggest innovations of last 2 decades, the transactions are reducing by 5% YOY. Interesting point, 50% of loan seekers have digital purchases. So they are digitally educated. It speaks a volume. And then we have 50 million GST filings, Beam 29 million downloads, e-signs, 1 million transactions in a couple of months, 17 million documents which are getting uploaded, and 50% of customers are already under credit bureau infrastructure. I must ask you, what does it tell? It tells that Bharat is going digital. It's not India. India was going digital couple of years before. But today, real Bharat is going digital. Okay. Are we ready? If we are honest to ourselves, I think we are not. 80% of NBFCs are still using primitive solutions or even Excels. So we are not ready for this storm, frankly, and it's time to think. Let me share my thoughts on the new age NBFC. Either we are living today or we are going to live in future. There are certain pillars which I have drawn. Pillar number 1, customer experience. What does that mean? No touch, no human. What does that mean? Let me share a very interesting point over there. 20 years before, my mother used to cook my favorite dish at home. 10 years before, we used to go to restaurant. It was a luxury, once a month restaurant, eating the same favorite dish. 5 years before, we used to order on phone. Today, I have 5 apps on my mobile. And everyone is asking me to order. And let me tell you, tomorrow, this dish is going to come to my home on its own. Look, Sarbpreet, it's a Friday. You have friends at your home, please come. We think you're going to eat this dish. So my favorite dish, which is paneer makhani, will come on its own. The other part, governance. I think our respected panels talk about it. I think there will be a fight, and we are not going to solve this. There will be a fight always between quantity and quality. Everyone, as quantity increases, quality will decrease. And everyone will be watching you, whether it's your business head, whether it's your CEO, whether it's your investor, whether it's your regulator. And this pillar is something which we need to keep intact. This will differentiate men versus the boys, frankly. Third pillar, digitize ecosystem. I think this we are very well conversant of. For the last 5 years, Indian stack is building like anything. Whether it's biometric, whether it's e-sign, e-KYC, now we have e-mandate, Bharat bill payment systems, and so many other things. This is building, and this is going towards that storm. And most important point over there, which I have written in the end, is partnerships. There will be a lot of partnerships. We all need to partner with telcos, Swiggies of the world, or cab operators, e-commerce sites, and it would be totally API driven. I'll send an API to a telco. It will, based on the SMS, based on the messages, it will give me score, which I will use in my credit scoring. This is where we are heading towards. Fourth one, data. I think lot has been said about it. It would be next God. There's a lot of innovation happening over here, whether it's AI, ML, blockchain, and I'm sure some of you would have data scientists in your NBFCs also in near future. If you can't afford it, you will at least outsource it. Fourth pillar, cost of technology. No capex, very low maintenance cost, no customization. Frankly, this is going to be the most stupid thing to happen. No customizations will happen on technology in near future because we need a product which is auto-configurable, auto-customizable. We shouldn't pay our partners or vendors to customize our solutions. Next one, agility. So, quick business launch. We in Nucleus have launched business in as less as 2 days. And that is what market is expecting. I need to start my business as soon as possible. What are these implementation cycles of 6 months, 1 year, and so on and so forth? 2-minute product launches, immediate workflow changes, immediate promotions I need to put. So this is where technology will really play a big role. How do we achieve this? And this is where my part of Nucleus comes over. And frankly, I have to talk about Nucleus also. We have our cloud-based FinOne Neo, which can help you achieve these 6 pillars. And let me mention each one of them again to you. Customer experience. We have portals which can be used by prospect, customers, DSAs, sales agents, and that is what is required. You can't have a brick and mortar technology with you or Excel with you to achieve customer experience. I'm sorry, if you are thinking like in that direction, probably you're losing out on a good market share. Governance. It has to be completely automatic. No manual, no semi-automatic. I see a NBFC which has this many bunch of policies and rules. I mean, how can you do that? It has to be configured in the system. Otherwise, it's error prone, it's fraud prone, anything can happen. And your investors, your regulators, I'm sure, trust will be compromised over there. Digitized ecosystem. As I mentioned, it has to be completely API driven. Be it any data source in the world, or at least in India, you have to connect with it. And we are releasing API every month to ensure that we connect to this outer world. So scores comes from these outer world, whether it is PAN, eKYC, NSDL, Perfios, or whatever is there, telcos. You bring it onto your system, you calculate a score. And I'm going to talk about a case study which we just did, we just implemented, and you'll be amazed by the case study. Data, we have a state-of-art analytics solution which goes into your data, looks at your data, do all that artificial intelligence, learning, self-learns what is happening, and tell you this is where you are going wrong and right. And this is where you should focus and not focus. Cost of technology, we have, over the last 12 months, we have onboarded 25 NBFCs and HFCs. Negligible CapEx, business linked plan, user linked plan, disbursement linked plans, so that if you grow, we grow. If you don't grow, we don't grow. That is a model, that is a need of the hour. Otherwise, frankly, you can't have crores of CapEx on your head sitting on day one. It's totally roadmap and upgrade driven. What it means is, you don't customize your solutions. We give you 6 monthly releases automatically with new features, what is required in the new environment, and you don't need to do anything after that. It just comes on your screen on day one. And let me share, we have, in the last 3 months, we have upgraded multiple customers from one version to another version, and with no cost of theirs. Okay, agility. As I mentioned, is 2 days to 4 weeks of launches. All 25 customers were launched within this time period. There is a case which I'm going to talk about. One customer launched within 4 days. And I'm going to speak about it also. So this is a small overview of our system. It talks about acquisition. It talks about loan management system, which is backbone of the system. All those accruals, reschedulings, foreclosures, NPAs, provisioning happen over there, and collections. Then we have lending analytics module, I talked about it. We have lending mobility, which is tied up to my origination system, my servicing system, my collection system. so that nothing, feet on street, whether it's a customer, prospect, or your sales agent, can connect to the system from there. And then the enterprise content management, we are aware of, all happens over there. So let me talk about some of the cases which I've been talking about. So this is a case of Shubham Housing Finance. This is around 1.5 years or 2 years back. They were using a very primitive in-house system. They were the first one, and let me appreciate, at that time no one was going for cloud. They were the first one to go for cloud, and we are really thankful for them. And after that, there is a series of people who have enrolled onto the cloud. Huge innovation they have done, huge connections with various data sources they have done, and now they are giving homes to barber, tea seller, auto wala, and it's a very beautiful coincidence that a tea seller outside our Nucleus premises have taken a loan from Shubham where our system is installed. And they have done 5x growth in just 5 years. I think that speaks volume of what they are trying to do through technology. Roha Housing Finance. I'm going to talk about NBFCs also. So this is a startup. They dreamt big. They took a challenge. They said, I am not going to do any manual intervention in my complete home loan cycle. They have 1,000 parameters getting into the system, calculating all those scorecards, and they are doing credit assessment in just 2 hours. And we really acknowledge their thinking, which was made possible through a system with 0 changes in the system. Let me share another one, SciPoint. It's a local, when I say local, it's a Maharashtrian auto dealers. So they are epitome of agility. They were using Excel and Tally for outsourcing, as well as loan servicing. And they had a good amount of book, and I'm sure we have many such examples over here also. So they partnered with us. They took a bold step. They partnered with us. They dreamt big. And both the teams sat together and launched their business in just 4 days. Their staff, from their hand, booked 100 loans in 7 days. That is a power of cloud. That is a power of technology. That is a power of hard work by both the teams, frankly. And this was a place where we got an award for that implementation also, last year. Next one. I just wanted to give you a feeler of how mobility works. With one corporation having 953 branches, just by using mobility system, and they were already using our FinOne system, they have reduction in loan approval time by 99%. Just imagine how much business they were able to do more. Sourcing cost reduced by 15%. Just imagine the dollars saved by them. So the list is endless. Very frankly, today, with this digital technology, we are doing 2 implementations every month, not every year. And we appreciate the thinking of NBFCs, the challenge which they have taken in the circumstances which they are having, good and bad both. I think they are the real heroes, they are the real men. Please visit our booth. We have consultants who can probably tell you about our offering, and hopefully there is a possibility of partnering with you and giving you value from our side. I think I will end by saying, let's enjoy this digital storm. Thank you.